Hey, thanks for joining in on my adventure to Greece. I'm going to share some personal experiences as well as a few historical facts. So the first daily excursion was to Acropolis, because that's one of the first things you think of when you think of Greece besides the islands. So the first daily excursion was to Acropolis, but mind you, because of the jet lag, we didn't get there until midday, which I would not recommend in that Mediterranean heat. This is a picture of Odeon of Herodotus Atticus. Odeon literally means school of music in Greek, and according to Britannica, it has been suggested that these theaters were originated because of early Greek musical instruments. They could not be heard in the vast open amphitheaters. Random picture of me. Some performers that you may know of that performed at that theater would be Yanni, Elton John, and Frank Sinatra. After climbing the marble stairs, we finally made it to the top of Acropolis. Yay! That was a picture right here of the Parthenon. What was really convenient about climbing to the top and making that trek up to the top of Acropolis, was that the lookout was spectacular, and you could see all of the historical ruins from that one spot looking out. Not all of them, but majority of them. We got to see Zeus's temple from there. We also got to see the Arch of Hadrian. So those were, you'll see in a few moments, you'll see pictures of that. I also thought it was really interesting how the people were living amongst the ruins, so close and so near to them. They literally only left enough space for the ruins to topple over because of time for them to just rebuild it. That's the Arch of Hadrian right there, and Zeus's temple. Welcome to the Golden Coast Resort. Those are the cottages. The pool is down there. There's a nice mountain in the background. You can't really see. But this is the front entrance. And that's the main hotel. It's a different feel. They've got a couple of things going on here. There's a tennis court. There's a chapel. Behind those gentlemen are a playing area for some type of golf or shuffle or some sport that old people play. Oh no. So this is the main entrance, the only place where you can get Wi-Fi. Please forgive me for being so rude. I forgot to introduce my cousin Tasana. Every time I come here, I always want to go to the left.
And also their women's sign is really fancy. She doesn't just have a straight skirt, she does a pose.
Yeah, it's flared, like a ballerina.
Yes.
I always want to go to this one though, by instinct. I think back home, the women's bathrooms are on the right. Hey!
All the lights turn on when you walk in. It's very conservative.
And tell them about our struggles in the main town with even when we visited the Acropolis and the bathroom with a tissue.
Oh, this bathroom actually has tissue. This is why they need to see it. I see there's toilet paper and then there's tissue there. It's all the bathrooms everywhere, they don't give you toilet paper.
No.
So it's
this is the nice bathroom.
I don't know what they expect. I guess everyone can only pee, and then you're supposed to shake it off or something. I don't know. Everyone is walking around here with some pissy drops.
This is the travel agency section right here. Although today we asked them where Marathon Lake was, and the girl said she didn't know. But Tasana said that she probably didn't speak English, and that's why she said she didn't know. So not so much that she didn't know where it was, but yeah. Well, that is so fun. We gotta get the beach. That's the whole point of this trip. And to show you to show you our surroundings. Come on, Dory, you can open. Lounging, cool air. Like the chest, outdoor chest. This right here is the setup. I always
So I had to include this shot in here because this man is on vacation in Greece, still playing games on the computer. Anyways, this is pretty much what we did almost every day. We eat, exercise, do the group dancing, and then at night there was another dancing session to dance the night away, dance off those calories. Lots and lots of fun. Fun and friendly staff. It was awesome. And it's my turn. I'm about to be embarrassed. No, not really. So I'm just gonna talk you through our conversation because we were talking. He's like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Ayanna." He's like, "Rihanna." I'm like, "No, Ayanna." And I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna correct this guy because he's just so cute. I'm just gonna go along with Rihanna and dance. So here we are taking an official picture with the hype men of the resort. They were the official party starters. Patrick was the only African American that we saw for the first few days out in Marathonos because there weren't a lot of tourists out there. We stayed in a pretty much local area, so we really got to experience Greece and the Greek people. If we were stuck in Greece, I'm pretty sure this guy would have taken us in as his daughters. He was the sweetest guy in Greece, by far. He really took us in and made us feel really warm and welcome. And as a result, we felt compelled to buy his spices and his soaps that he was selling. And he gave us so much spices that it was impossible for us to use it in the 7 or 8 days that we were there. But we just wanted to support him because literally, he was the only person that didn't look at us like, "Oh my gosh, black people, I want to take a picture. So strange, I've never seen them before." Like, he was just like, "Hi, people, how are you? How's your day going?" So it was really nice and refreshing. I just wanted to clarify, we only stuck out like sore thumbs in the area that we were staying in, the Golden Coast Resort in Marathonos, because it was a resort, but predominantly they had a lot of people from France there visiting. So when we were asking Michael, this gentleman in the picture, we're like, "Hey, do you see a lot of black people around in this area?" His restaurant was a few blocks down from the resort. And he was like, actually, like, he turned beet red and he was so embarrassed. And we're like, no, it's okay. Like, and he was like, "No, not really. We only see like Africans that come to work seasonally in the resorts or so, and then they go back home." So that kind of helped us to understand why we were getting strange looks and people taking pictures of us. So the next big thing that we did while in Greece, we took a cruise that visited 3 different islands, and on the cruise there was a much more diverse population because it's a touristy thing to do. Yes, I'm taller than somebody finally once in my life. We were so happy to have food that was like closer to American food because we did not really enjoy the Greek food. Like, Mediterranean food in America is so different than Mediterranean food in the Mediterranean. But anyway, I digress. So this was one of the islands that we visited. We went to a monastery. There were a lot of scaffolding inside because they're remodeling and doing a lot of repairs there. So we were just exploring the island. The tour bus took us to various points on the different islands. It was an all-day event, excursion, and we had to leave so early in the morning. But we got beautiful pictures and we got to interact with the locals on those islands, and just memories and experiences that I wouldn't ever want to forget.
Look at that water. It's gorgeous. Right now.
By the way, these candid shots that were taken, even though you see my camera in my hand, they were taken by the wonderful photographer Yuji. You should follow him at Pixel Painter Pro. He's on Instagram. Awesome shots from all over the world.
There she is. And our friend Yuji.
This island was our favorite island, and this is why.
The ancient Greek, by the city of Sparta, where women of Sparta used to say to their husbands and their sons, either you return winners by the battles and wars, either they bring you death, no other solution. Only by the city of Sparta, that's all.
There's a book out actually called Island of Cats, featuring the island of Hydra. It's a photographical journal of the lifestyle of cats there on that island. So if you're a cat lover, it may be something that you want to check out. It was released in 2015. I saw that there's copies of it on Amazon. But if you're like me, I'm all about dogs. I wouldn't check it out. Just saying.
Here, it was a monastery from the 17th century, from 1643. Silver or gold, or covered with gold. The fabrics, they're silk also, and they're from many other countries because they were traveling a lot. A lot of things, they're from Venice, from England, the fabrics, from Russia, a lot of things because they're Orthodox too. The icons, they are all originals. They're from 17th century also until the end of 19th century.
Funny story, right? The curator that you just heard speaking, she thought that we weren't coming anymore because we arrived later than scheduled. Apparently our boat that we were on left some people behind on a previous island, so we had to turn around, go get them, and then rush over to the island of Hydra.
A la izquierda se encuentra la península del Peloponeso y a la derecha la isla de Poros.
I remember this cruise being one of my favorite tourist attractions while in Greece. One of the reasons were simply because they had American music bumping on that boat, because we rented a car, and in that rental car we only listened to music because that's the only stations that they had that were indigenous to Greece. So we were bumping to Greek music all day, every day. So to hear English music, like American music, it was relieving. It was at that moment I knew it was about to get lit, bro. Like, we had so much fun dancing on the way back home. Right now it's just showing them dancing, but eventually they had us all stand up, and then we were doing like the Macarena and all sorts of American dances on the way back home. It was so much fun, so much fun. Of course, we had to get a shot in with the dancers. They were so nice. Literally, like almost every corner there was an obstruction for Portisana. Like, those guys were sleeping in the truck at the time, and she couldn't see around them to make the turn. It was funny. So the next stop was back in Athens, downtown, the Archeological Museum there. We only got to see a third of that whole museum, if even a third. I think maybe it was a quarter of it. It was huge. I think you would need about 3 days to go through that museum and to see every exhibit. They had a lot of interesting things inside of that museum. If you get nothing else from this vlog, I want you to get this, okay? This is some insight on girl logic, okay? So Herm is made out of island marble and it was found in Sifnos. It had been stolen and it was returned from Italy. At the upper part of the rectangular pillar is the head of Hermes. Hermes was among other properties the patron of travelers. Therefore, Hermes were erected at roads and crossroads. No pun intended. The phallus carved on the front face of the pillar is both a symbol of pleasure and an apotropaic element. Don't know how to pronounce that. About 520 BC. So girl logic is that men that travel equal players. At any rate, we had to leave before it got dark outside. So these were some shots taken outside of the actual parking garage. The parking garage was vertical because, as you can see, they're limited on space. And they drove the car into an elevator and then took the car up to whatever floor to park it. Really interesting. This was what I ate, a Greek salad and some sort of pasta. Very different than the Greek salads in America. Super random, but I can't visit another country and not go to the mall. I have to go to the mall in every country that I visit. And coincidentally, I ended up finding a shop that had my initials, and this is why I have to go to every mall. The last place that we visited was the Marathon Lake. The Marathon Lake is an artificial lake at a distance of about 45 kilometers from the center of Athens, which is about an hour away from the center of Athens. The lake actually works like a water reservoir that supplies the town of Athens with drinking water. The dam was constructed from 1926 to 1929 to cover the growing needs of the capital for water after the huge immigration wave that followed the Asia Minor War. And this was the sole water supplier for Athens until 1959. At the time of its construction, the Marathon Dam was a major symbol of modernization for Greece. Thank you for watching my very first vlog. If you liked it, give it the thumbs up and subscribe for more videos to come on my travel adventures around the world. Thanks again.